Hi guys, this tutorial is all about developing music app in Java NetBeans. So let me show you guys how this works. And that is the steel drum. So if I click on music notes, now the most important part of it is this app itself, these three apps there. So if we click on the bridge is supposed to be London Bridge. Let's see. Okay, let's try out maybe Mary Had a Little Lamb. Okay guys, now that you know how the whole system works, what I'll do is I'll take you guys straight into Java NetBeans development environment and we'll put one of these together. So let's do that now. Hi and welcome to Java NetBeans tutorial of a music app. I'm going to start by clicking on new over there, and once this dialog box pops up, make sure Java application is selected. Click on next and there enter a name, music app. Underscore app, and we don't need this class, so let's get rid of that. And now let's click on finish. Okay, the next thing is we come to the project area and look for the application we're working on, which is music underscore app. Right click on it and let's select new, and then we'll select JFrame form. Once the dialog box is ready, enter music app. That's what I'm going to call the class, and the package I'm going to call the package music app as well, and click on finish. Now that the form is ready, the next thing is to right click on the form and let's select set layout. Now I'm going to select non-layout, and the next thing is select the form, come to the properties, code right here. Inside the code I'm going to change the design. Let's change that to 1360. that would be for the width, and the height would be 800. And right here generate, let's make that center, and that's all there is to it. So let's come straight to the property, the preferred size of this form. Now on the property here I'm going to change that to be the same, so 1360. that is for my own system, so it depends on your own system. So the width is going to be 800 as well, and that is that one. Okay, now the next thing we want to do is let's see if we can get hold of this title. That's the title there. So in the title, on the title I'm going to enter music app. Okay, and there. So we're going to need 21 of those. Okay, of about that size, and let's change the font size for something a bit readable. I'm going to make that 26 there. Click on OK, and let's copy 21 of these across. So control copy and paste. That's 2. We have 4. We have 8, so we're going to have to speed it up now. Alright, now that we have 21 buttons in place, the next thing I need is I'm going to need 2 checkbox. That's one. Let's place one there, and another one. Let's place that right here. Okay, let's add button group in place. Click on the button group, just drop it on board. The whole purpose of the button group is to group the two checkbox as one, so you can only select one at a time. So come to the properties. Inside the property, I'm going to change the font of this checkbox to 26 and 36. Then see the group or the button group, drop it down and set both to belong to the group box itself. Alright, let's see this one. So that one is going to be 36 as well, and it will belong to button group 1 as well. There you can see the line across both of them. Right, one is going to be for standard music note, and the other one is going to be for steel drum. So we can type in steel drum here, and in here that's just going to be music note. Right there. Okay, the next thing I'd like to do before I can continue, I'm going to import the following libraries. So let's come right underneath here and just import the following libraries. The libraries to be imported will include that of sound, and this one's right at the bottom here would be to convert the buttons to round buttons. So I'm going to use this UIManager. Let's just copy that and come right down here. Okay, where we have public static void main, right in there, look underneath this, we're going to set the UIManager here. Okay, enter UIManager dot, and what we want to look for is the look and feel. So in here that should be, let's try it again, dot set look and feel. There we go. We need this, and in there we need string there, and that's it. Now we have an error. So you see the error is because we need some throws in here. You can always copy those throws right in here. We have 4 of those. There they are, 1, 2, 3, and 4. Okay, you can copy it. If you want, the choice is yours. Come in here and change this. Just enter throws, enter the first one, copy the second one right there, copy, and enter a comma there, comma, that's the second one. This should actually be lowercase, right? Then copy the other one here, look at it, illegal access exception, enter a comma there again, that's 3, and this is the last row required for the round buttons. So come in there, enter a comma there, that is it. As you can see, the error is gone. That is one way of dealing with the error. The other way is I'm going to delete everything I've just done in there, delete. Okay, now the error is back. You click on this, and all you just need to do is select 1, 1, close that, 2, collapse that again, 3, yeah, collapse that again because I need to find the last one right here. there. So collapse everything and you notice the errors are all gone. Okay, now that all of this is done, now that we have the throws in place, the next thing we need to do is we must import the following. Let's come straight to the library, right click on the library. Well, let me first of all, let me show you the inside of the library. That's the library. There's nothing in there apart from just JDK. So right click on it, and let's select add jar. Okay, inside the add jar we need a library called JTattoo, an object called JTattoo, this very one. So you can always download that. Go to Google, type in JTattoo and you can download that. And I also have a tutorial on how to create a run button, so click on that. There, that's our JTattoo. Now you can save, and let's come straight to the form here. I will now run the program so that you see what will happen to these buttons. There we go. You see that all of those buttons are now rounded buttons. Okay, so one part of this tutorial is taken care of. The next thing is to get rid of all of the content inside those buttons. So I'm going to select it all. So right there, double click, delete, press enter. That's it, all gone. Right, now the next thing we want to do is start entering the music note for each of these. So that I'm just going to enter, let's come into the text, that will be C, and that will be a D. Okay, so I will just speed that up for you guys. Okay, the next thing I'd like to do is, now that I've entered all of the values in there, I'm going to align it all bottom. So let's go for properties, and in there we need the vertical. Where is it? Vertical align. I want it to be right at the bottom. You see that? So I'm going to repeat that for the rest of the components. Let's come straight to the properties and right here to the bottom. Okay, so let's continue with the rest. Okay guys, I've finished with the design of the interface, everything. This is how it all looks now, and I've also moved my checkbox up there. Now let me show you how it all looks now. I think I may have to add some colors, I don't know, but this is how it looks. Right, well, there's no codes, there's nothing in there. So the first thing I like to do is to show you guys the music, actually the sound. So let me show you guys where those are. And right in here I have the music notes. Okay, as you can see, you will see some of them with drums. Those actually represent the steel drums, and here I just have the A for the music notes. The music note will be something like A, C, C1, and so on. So the first thing I like to do is I will now right click on the C, and let's select events, action perform right here inside the C. So what I would like to do first, let me collapse this. I don't know why it's opened. That as well. Alright, that's much better. I've actually collapsed it. You can always collapse it here. Alright, right here, as you can see, the name is BTNC. So in there, the first thing I like to do is to call this object input string. The I should be uppercase, input string. Okay, now let's declare a variable. So the name of my input stream, I'm going to call it iSound. There, that's the name of my input stream there, and enter semicolon. There. Okay, the next thing is to use an if statement to determine which of the checkbox that is selected. If jchk music dot is selected there. So if that's the one selected, let's enter coil braces there. Now let's use the try catch to catch any error. Try there. So iSound equals new file input stream. Okay, equals new file input stream. Then let's say new file itself open a bracket, new file equals what? So let's come in here, come into the directory where I have all the music notes. So that is the sound I'm trying to call. So I will right click on it. Let's move it up so that you can see what I'm about to do. Right click on it and select the properties, and in there you can see the directory. So just copy the directory and we can minimize that, and right in here paste the directory. Okay, then enter double backslash, and that is going to be c.wav. That's it, that is the name, and just enter semicolon there. So that is taken care of. Now the next thing we want to do is let's add the audio object string to play iSound equals new, that'll be new audio string. So that's the name of the object. And which one are we talking of? We're talking of iSound right there. So that's, let's give this another name, the name of my object. Let's just call it iTunes, or okay, iMusic tunes. Alright, so this very object iMusic tune, I'm now going to use that. So let's ask the audio to play. Let's say audio play, audio player dot play dot player dot start. And what do you want me to start? I want you to start iMusic tune there. Enter semicolon there as well. Alright, now that that is done, the next thing I need to do is, because I've used try here, let's cache any error. Okay, let's select this here so that we can trap whatever error that we might have. Okay, since we still have this error, let's just change this to IO exception. Yeah, that's fine. Okay, that is for the node C. So if I try it out now, let's come in here and just save it for us and just run it and see. And if I click on note C, let's see, but we have to select the music note first. Select that. Yeah, and the rest, there's nothing happening. Okay, so the next thing is, if we select the steel drum, so I'm going to copy all of that. If the steel drum is selected, so paste that underneath here and change this to steel. There. If it's steel drum, then we want this to be underscore drum. Right, I believe that is the name of that. C underscore drum. Yeah. So let's try that out now. Okay, run it and see. Let's move this up so that you see the codes. I believe you guys should be able to see it. Right. Move this a little bit up. Okay. There. Those are the lines of code for the very first notes. So let's run it and see. Right. Okay. Steel drum. I suppose you can hear the sound. What about music notes? You can hear the difference. Alright, so let's copy it. Copy those lines of codes and just speed it up for the others. So copy up to here. Right, that is correct. Copy. Now that is copied. So we go to D, double click on D, and right in here paste that same lines of code inside D, and just change this around to letter D. D. And this will be D as well. That is D down, because that's how I have named each of the music notes. Okay, now let's come in here. Let's go for E. Right underneath here we have E. Delete that. Press enter and change this to E. And this is E as well. I'm using exact the same lines of code. So F, right click, event, action, action, perform. Right in here, paste that in there for letter F and change. Right. Now let's go to G, right click, event, action, and action, perform. That is for G. Paste that in there, change this to G. And now come to C. There. Okay, so let's go for A as well. Paste that in there. That's A. Then we have B. Action, perform. Change to B. B. And C1. Paste that in there. Change that to C1. And this is C1. Okay, so what I'll do now is just try it out. If it works as expected, then I'll just speed it all up. So let's run the program. Okay, there we go, guys. Let's try out these ones. That's the steel drum. That's fine. That's good. So what I'll now do is just speed up the whole process, and I'll get back to you guys. Okay, all done guys. So what we need to now do is just to give it a try and see how the whole music notes goes. So let's come in here and just run it and see. Alright, let's select steel drum. That is fine. And what about the music notes? That is fine as well. So the last bit is the app itself. So we want to use all of these notes and just compile music for each of these. Okay, so the first one I'm going to have a look at, I call it bridge. That is supposed to be London Bridge. So let me show you guys the music notes itself in here. Full Elise, we're going to do that as well. Mary Had a Little Lamb, we're going to do that as well. And right here we have London Bridge. Okay, so have a good look at those music notes. You might need them, or you can always make up yours. Alright, so let's come in here, exit, and come right in here. Let's go to the bridge. Right click on the bridge and select event, action, perform. There we go, right in here, and we enter as follows. Okay, to start with, the first one I'll take care of will be the London Bridge app. So let's come in here, and right here let's see how the notes for London Bridge goes there. So we'll start with a G, A, G. So let's look for G, A, G. But before that, let's use Thread.sleep. So that will delay each music tone notes. Sleep, let me make that 700, but we're gonna end up with an error here because we need to include try cache. So there, let's click on that and select this. There we go, we have try cache in there, so that is good for me. So up here I'm going to declare as follows: input, that will be input string, and I'll call that the same name, iSound. So now let's go into G. So music G, that's a G there. Right click and let's copy everything we have in there. So I'm going to be using that of the music notes, so I'll copy just this, from here up to here. So that's the first music, copy, and back in here, right click, action, perform. The first music note is G there. Right, so let's copy this. The second music note happens to be an A. So if you look in here, I have A, G, then we have F. So here underneath we have A, so change the G to A. Then the third music note, that is a G, fortunately, and let's see, I think there's an F there. Then we have F, E, F, G. So come right down here, F, then E, then we have another F, then we have G, and that very music notes. So that is this very one here. Okay, so let's try that out for now before we continue, and I can just speed it up. So try out London Bridge. You hear that, guys? Let's give it a shot again. So those are the music app itself, just these three. That's good. So let's speed that up. Okay guys, all the music notes are now in place. So if I click on, okay, let's click on Mary Had a Little Lamb. There we go. Taking it, you take it from here and there. Okay, all we're just doing is just adding each of the notes like you saw earlier. So that's Mary Had a Little Lamb. But you must make sure you get all of the notes correct. And there, that's it. Okay, and the same thing was repeated for all of the other app that was added onto this very project itself. Right, so let's try it out. Okay, so and that's all there is to it. So if you want, we can also try this out. And that's how you create your own app in Java NetBeans. But the next thing I intend to do is just to add colors to them. So let's close that and come right to the design. Select it all, these three, or maybe just let's use random color. So the back color of this, let's select any color. I'm going to go for blue. There. Maybe we'll go for yellow here, and when the system is running, that's when you will see the colors. Maybe a yellow there, and let's go for maybe something red or whatever. Yeah. So these other ones in the middle, let's change their colors as well, just to jazz it up a little bit. So let's go for green there, like green, and maybe blue there, or light blue, or sky blue, and here maybe something else. Let's see, let's go for, yeah, that's fine. Okay, now let's compile and run. Then we can just call it the end of the whole program. There, let's run it. There we go, guys. That's how the music notes looks now. So with that, I'm going to call it the end of this tutorial. So with that, guys, I'm going to call it the end of this tutorial. I suppose you guys enjoyed. You all have a nice day now. Bye for now.